motherfucking hand. My brother is young. She is up there. Anytime my brother fresh out of jail going with this gun. Anytime my brother don't know nothing about half of the niggas that he set up and did the shit with this gun put him on the board.
My life, nigga, I just fucking killed my baby mama, bro. I just killed my child mama, bro. Nigga don't understand, but like, on TV, nigga, like, somebody you...
She showed up thinking she was getting her man back. She got dressed, probably fixed her hair, maybe even felt something she hadn't felt in a while. Hope, the father of her child, had reached out. He wanted to talk, maybe work things out. And because she loved him, because they shared a child together, because that kind of history doesn't just disappear overnight, she walked right into it. And by the time anyone realized what happened, Ari P, Kari was gone. And the man who took her life was sitting somewhere on a Facebook Live, telling the whole world exactly what he did and why. This case out of Montgomery, Alabama, hit the internet like a shockwave. People couldn't believe what they were watching. A man, calm enough to go live, confessing to killing the mother of his child. And the reason he gave? She was about to testify against him in a murder trial. A court date was coming up that Monday, and he wasn't about to let her walk into that courtroom. So he made sure she never got the chance. Before we go any further, if you are new to this channel, this is Shadow Crime. Hit that like button right now, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you never miss a story. Because we don't let cases like this get buried. We keep talking until the truth is heard. Now let's get into it. Ari P. Kari was a young woman originally from Montgomery, Alabama. By the time of her death, she had been living in Memphis, Tennessee, but her roots, her people, her connections, they were all still in Montgomery. She was a mother. Her Facebook page showed 2 children, Ari and Phoenix, who she clearly lived for. She was described by everyone who knew her as someone who was loved deeply, a daughter, a friend, a woman who had real people waiting on her to come home. And the man at the center of all of this, lled, wasn't a stranger to her. He was the father of her child. That's the part that makes this so hard to sit with. This wasn't some random attacker. This was someone she had built a life with, someone she trusted on a level most people reserve only for family. And he knew exactly how to use that trust against her. Now, to understand why Ari ended up in that situation, you have to go back to September 14th, 2024. That's the day a 25-year-old man named Terrell Fuller was shot and killed on Virginia Pines Lane in Montgomery, Alabama. Police and fire medics responded to the scene and found Fuller with a fatal gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead right there. No suspect was immediately identified. No motive was released. But the investigation was very much alive. That death, Terrell Fuller's death, is a thread that connects everything that happened to Ari P. Kari. Because here is what the investigation into Terrell Fuller's murder eventually uncovered. lled was connected to that killing. We don't know every detail of exactly how deep that connection ran. But what we do know is this. Prosecutors had built enough of a case that they needed witnesses. And one of those witnesses was someone lled saw every day when he looked at his child. Ari P. Kari knew something, and she was willing to say it out loud in a courtroom. Now think about that for a second. Think about how much courage that takes, to be the mother of someone's child, to still have that emotional connection, that complicated history, and still decide that what's right is more important than what's comfortable. She made that decision. She was going to show up Monday morning and tell the truth, and lled knew it. Now, by December 2024, authorities had already charged another man in connection with Terrell Fuller's murder. A 22-year-old named Kentarius Jermes Burton was arrested and hit with a murder charge. What made that arrest even more chilling is that Burton had allegedly robbed someone less than 14 hours after Fuller was shot. He was already sitting in the Montgomery County Jail on that robbery charge when police served him with a murder warrant. But here's the thing. Burton being charged didn't close the door on lled. It actually tells us something important. When multiple people are connected to a single homicide, prosecutors often need witnesses who can speak to what each individual person did. That's why Ari's testimony still mattered. That's why her court date was still on the calendar. And that court date was days away. So let's talk about what lled did next. Because this is where it stops being just a tragedy and starts being something calculated. He didn't panic. He didn't run. He picked up his phone, and he called Ari. And whatever he said to her, it worked. Maybe he told her he missed her. Maybe he told her he wanted to be a family again. Maybe he said all the right things that she had been waiting to hear for a long time. We don't know the exact words, but we know the result. She believed him enough to go to him. And that right there should make every single one of you watching think about the people in your own life who have used your love as a weapon, because that's exactly what he did. He took the one thing she had left for him, her willingness to believe the best in the father of her child, and he turned it into a trap. She went to his residence, and she never came back out the same way she walked in. Now, the details of exactly what happened inside that home have not been fully released by Montgomery police. Locals have actually been vocal about the fact that authorities are being extremely tight-lipped about this case. But what we do know is that Ari P, Kari, was killed, and very shortly after, lled did something that took this entire story to another level entirely. He went live on Facebook. Sit with that for a moment. This man had just taken the life of the mother of his children. And instead of running, instead of hiding, he pulled out his phone, opened Facebook, and started talking. And what came out of his mouth during that live stream is what sent this case flying across every platform on the internet. He confessed, right there on camera, in real time, with people watching. He admitted to what he had done, and he made it clear that the reason he did it was because she was preparing to testify against him. He wasn't trying to hide it. He wasn't remorseful in the way you'd expect. He wanted people to know. He wanted to explain himself, which raises a question we're going to come back to very shortly.
My life, nigga, I just killed my baby mama, bro. I just killed my child mama, bro. Nigga don't understand, but like, on TV, nigga, like, somebody you took care of, somebody you made sure was straight, bro. She went against me, nigga. The first time my baby mama tried to go against me, nigga, on my baby, nigga, the first time she tried to go against me, I took a plea deal so she didn't do it, nigga. That's how bad it hurt me the first time. The first time it hurt me so bad, nigga, I took a plea deal. I was willing to go do 5 years in prison, nigga, just so it didn't show, like, just so that shit didn't hit the net, just so folk didn't know, like, boy, your baby mama testified on you, nigga. I took a plea deal. But that hoe was that mad that we couldn't be together, nigga. Like, that mad to the point where she was willing to testify on me, fool. I'm talking on a murder case. She ain't got no knowledge of a fool. She went and told these folks I came to the house throwing up. Nigga, I shot so many niggas. There ain't no reason for you to say I went and throw it up, nigga. How many niggas done felt this bitch? I ain't throw it up. Nigga done felt this many times. So why the fuck start throwing up today, bro? You hear me? Man, cuz, listen, bro. If y'all niggas come down this bitch out, if you fuck me, I love you, cause go, it ain't gonna be no more, bro. I can't live with knowing I did no shit like that. I can't live with knowing that I whacked her for trying to go against me, bro. They go a lie. Nigga, I took care of my child, nigga, on TV. Nigga, I took care of my child, nigga. She ain't did nothing. She ain't buy my child no clothes, or shoes, or nothing. Nigga, I bought all that. I ain't no guy, nigga. I don't want none of my homeboys getting on their bed acting like I'm a guy, nigga. I ain't no guy, nigga. TB, nigga, so many niggas dead right now. On my baby, Gabriel Williams, whatever his name is, I whacked him on TB, nigga, 2 shots. I made the first, I hit him in the head, the second shot, nigga, killed him on TB, nigga. Whack.
Because that Facebook Live didn't just shock the internet. It revealed something about lled that is deeply unsettling. This wasn't a man who snapped in a moment of rage and then spiraled into guilt. This was a man who planned, executed, and then sat down to explain himself like he had been rehearsing it, like he had already made peace with what he was about to do long before he actually did it. And that is a completely different level of dangerous. Think about the psychology of that for a second. Most people who commit a crime in a moment of passion run. They hide. They delete everything. They go silent. lled did the opposite. He turned the camera on. He looked directly into it. And he talked. That kind of behavior tells investigators. And honestly, it tells us, too, that this was not impulsive. This was intentional from start to finish. The phone call to lure her, the location, the timing, and then the live stream immediately after. Every step of this was thought out. And during that live stream, according to multiple accounts circulating online, he didn't just confess to killing Ari. There were claims that she was not the only person he admitted to having killed. Now, the full details of everything he said during that live have not been officially confirmed by Montgomery police. But those claims are out there. And if they are true, then what we are looking at is not just a domestic homicide. We are potentially looking at a man who had been carrying multiple lives on his conscience and chose his last public moment to lay all of it out. That is chilling on a level that is hard to even put into words. Now, after the live stream ended, Lee Spell left. And where he went is one of the most haunting details of this entire case. He didn't go to a friend's house. He didn't try to cross state lines. He went to a graveyard. And that is where his body was later found. He took his own life among the dead, in a place built for mourning, as if it already written his own ending before the day even started. And now, because of that, there will never be a trial. There will never be a moment where Ari's family sits in a courtroom and watches justice play out in front of them. The man who killed her made sure of that too. Even in death, he took something from them. But here is what is really eating at people in Montgomery and beyond. Where was the protection for Ari? She was a listed witness in a murder case. The court date was days away. And the accused, the man she was set to testify against, was not behind bars. He was free. Free enough to call her. Free enough to lure her. Free enough to carry out everything he had planned without anyone stopping him. So we have to ask the hard question. Did the system fail Ari P. Kari? Was there any kind of witness protection in place? Was anyone checking on her? Did she tell anyone she was going to see him that day? Did she feel safe? Because right now, based on everything we know, it does not look like enough was done to protect a woman who was about to do one of the hardest things a person can do. Stand up and tell the truth about a violent man in open court. And her children, Mac, Ari, and Phoenix. 2 kids who are now growing up without their mother because she tried to do the right thing, because she decided that justice mattered, because she was brave enough to say yes when the prosecutors came to her and asked if she would testify. That bravery cost her everything. And Montgomery locals are frustrated. People close to this story have said openly that the news coverage has been thin, that authorities are not saying much, that the details are being kept close to the chest. And when the community is left with silence, social media fills the gap, which is exactly what happened here. This case went viral not because the news covered it properly, but because regular people watched that live stream, felt the weight of what they saw, and refused to let it disappear quietly.
Got blood on their motherfucking hand. My brother is young. She is up there. Anytime my brother fresh out of jail going with this girl. Anytime my brother don't know nothing about half of the niggas that he set up and did the shit with this girl put him on the boys. She put him on. So if you gonna be Bunny and Clyde, you gonna ride like Bunny and Clyde. You got the blood on your hands just as he got the blood on his hands. He ain't falling on you. He was gonna lay down and do his time. He was gonna lay down and do the little time on that case with them two. They been setting up niggas and robbing niggas together. They been doing this shit since both of them gone. Let's clear the air. Let's clear it. She was setting up niggas, fuck niggas, all the niggas. The niggas have my brother don't know nothing have about all the niggas. She the club. She the NPC. She the one in the club. As I can see, I ain't talking her down. I love her, but these bitches, her family, her friends, all these bitches on here talking shit they don't know about. Because our hoes went there. And yeah, we can get like that. It always been like that on my end. But anyways, they was both doing the shit together. They was doing it together. Since y'all want to talk about crashing out, depression and shit.
Nah, it was betrayal. Cause how the fuck?
It was betrayal. They both was doing the shit. Want to be Bunny and Clyde. Ryan. Like she said, she'd rather see him do 100 years before she see him out here living the life that she supposed to live. That's what it was about. She had no reason to put her mouth or go behind his back and talk to the detective about a case that she was not even on. Nothing to do with it. Don't know nothing about it. On top of that, she was lying. It didn't have shit to do with it. My brother was finna beat that case. That's where the depression came from. He literally was finna beat the fucking case. No evidence, no nothing. He ain't even did it. They couldn't pinpoint shit on him. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do it. He was finna beat it. I ain't even got nothing to do with the case. Rest in peace, Ari. I'm sorry for calling her, but I'm just mad. I already had shit to do with the fucking case. Literally, she had no reason to go over there and talk to the fucking police. For real. Like, for real, she had no reason for her to do that. So who is obsessed? Who obsessed? My brother was still married and all. Not trying to break no happy homes. Not trying, because they both dead. Literally, he was staying with me before him and Kiasha got that house. She literally, with that nigga, was literally.
And that is exactly what makes this case so much bigger than just one story out of Montgomery, Alabama. Because Ari P, Kari is not the first witness to be killed before they could take the stand. And as much as it hurts to say this, she will not be the last. Not as long as the system continues to leave vulnerable people exposed while their accused abusers and killers walk free in the same communities, breathe the same air, and have access to the same phone lines. Witness intimidation is one of the most underreported and most dangerous problems in the American justice system. People see things. People know things. And prosecutors need those people come forward and speak. But what do we offer them in return? In most cases, not nearly enough. No relocation, no consistent check-ins, no real safety net, just a court date, an address on a subpoena, and a hope that nothing goes wrong before Monday morning. Ari had a Monday morning coming. She never made it there. And here is what I need you to really sit with. She knew the risk. On some level, she had to know. You don't agree to testify against the father of your child in a murder case without understanding that the stakes are high. And she still said yes. She still chose to show up for justice. That is not weakness. That is one of the most courageous things a person can do. And the fact that her courage was met with a phone call designed to exploit her love, followed by a trap she walked into because she still believed in the person she once chose. That is a level of betrayal that goes beyond crime. That is a complete destruction of trust at its most intimate level. Lee Spell knew her. He knew how she thought. He knew what to say to get her through that door. And he used every bit of that knowledge against her. That is not passion. That is predatory. And it is the kind of calculated cruelty that does not happen overnight. That kind of coldness is built over time, quietly, behind closed doors, in a relationship that the outside world probably never fully understood. So now we are left with questions that may never have answers. Did he plan this the moment he found out she was going to testify? Or had he been thinking about it longer than that? When he called her to lure her in, was any part of him conflicted? Or had he already completely detached from any feeling he ever had for her? And that live stream, why did he need the world to watch? Was it guilt? Was it pride? Was it a final act of control, making sure that even his confession happened on his terms? Because controlling people do not stop being controlling just because the situation has escalated. Some of them need the last word, even when the last word is a confession to murder. And what about Terrell Fuller? A 25-year-old man shot dead on Virginia Pines Lane in September 2024. His family is also sitting with grief right now. His case pulled Ari into a dangerous position she never asked to be in. 2 families destroyed. 2 sets of children growing up with empty chairs at the dinner table. All connected to one man who decided that his freedom was worth more than any of their lives. That is a reality of what happened in Montgomery, and it deserves to be said clearly and loudly. So, here are the questions I want to leave you with today, because I think they matter far beyond this one case. How many witnesses across this country are sitting right now in the exact same position Ari was in, exposed, unprotected, and terrified? How many people have chosen silence not because they don't know the truth, but because they watched what happened to someone like Ari and decided that speaking up is simply not worth dying for? And what does it say about us as a society that we ask everyday people to carry the weight of the justice system on their backs, and then leave them completely vulnerable when the person they are testifying against decides they would rather commit another murder than face courtroom? Ari P, Kari deserved protection. She deserved to walk into that courtroom on Monday morning, say what she knew, and walk back out to her children. She deserved to see justice served. She deserved more time. And her kids deserved their mother. If this case moved you, if it made you angry, if it made you think, then do something about it right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Shadow Crime if you have not already. And click that bell icon so you're notified every single time we drop a new story. because this is a kind of content that does not get pushed by algorithms. It gets pushed by people like you who refuse to let these stories be forgotten. Share this video. Talk about Ari. Say her name. Because the least we can do for a woman who is willing to stand up and tell the truth is make sure the world never stops hearing about her. Rest in peace, Ari P. Kari. You were brave, and you were loved.